Hello, Year 8. This is week 2 of your English homework, and we are going to be focusing on how to annotate a short extract effectively. To start off, we must know what it is we have been asked to focus on. In this case, the question is, how has rain been presented as fearful? So we need to focus on rain and how it's been shown to be fearful. So I know I have to choose the best quotes that show off his fear. Now, this is an earlier plan that we've done before. One of the things that I feel as a year group is what we don't do is we don't ever look back on our previous work to help us. So as you can see, we've got exclamatory sentences here. I don't need you to take care of me. It doesn't really show a sense of fear, so I'm not going to select that quote. Um, Leaving rain in a world of doubt and panic. Yes, this is quite a good quote. Destroys his whole universe. Obviously, over-exaggerated hyperbole can also be used to show fearful. But I'm going to use the simile, nothing felt real, like he was in a dream rather than nightmare, due to the contrast between dream and nightmare and the juxtaposing elements. So, let's write the question down first. How has rain been presented as fearful? So I need to do my what. So what is my point? So first thing I would say is rain has been presented as fearful as he is fearing the worst about his health. Okay, so that's my what. That's my point. Okay, so that's my what. Okay, what's my point? Okay, now I need a piece of evidence on my how. Okay, how is it shown? He felt as if. Now, one thing I want to do, and one thing I tell my students to do, is to embed your quotation. So as you can see, I'm not saying this is shown through the quote. I'm making a point and I'm including the quote as part of my sentence, so I'm embedding my quote. He felt as if nothing felt real, like he was in a dream rather a nightmare. Okay, now this is a rather large quote. And what I might do is I might change the beginning of the quote. He felt as if nothing felt real, like he was in a dream rather than a nightmare. So I've shortened the quote. So it's I can focus and really analyze the quote. So that is my how. How is he shown to be fearful? And now I'm going to do my why. This is my analysis. Okay. Okay. The use. So I'm going to comment on the simile here. The use of a simile highlights how rain feels detached from the world. Okay, the reason why I'm saying he feels detached from the world is he felt like he was in a dream, so he's not really thinking straight right now. His whole world has come crashing down with the news about his mother. Comparing the noun with comparing the noun dream with the noun nightmare suggests how rains feel scared not only when he was asleep, but every moment is now a nightmare. We can also say this is juxtaposition because dream is the opposite of nightmare. The juxtaposition illuminates how nothing will be the same and rain will be constantly in fear about his mother. Now we're going to talk about the reader effect. Okay, the reader would. Okay, let's show it here. Okay, make sure it's right here. Okay, the reader would feel a sense of. Let's look at the patties. Antipathy. I don't think they'll feel antipathy for rain. Sympathy, yes. Okay, I think the sympathy for rain, as for most children, something negative happening to your parents is the worst possible outcome. He is now in constant fear that his mother will die. And before I finish the video, I'll just show you, make sure it's clearly seen here. Now, one thing you can see is I mentioned fearful here. I've mentioned scared here. I mentioned fear here. Fear here. Okay, so I've mentioned the keyword in the question, okay, at least 1, 2, 3, 4 times in my paragraph, which means that I'm constantly focusing on the question. And as you can see, the why is always extended. It's always the larger part of your paragraph because this is the analysis. Focus on keywords. I focused on a technique, 2 techniques, reader effect, and I've maintained a clear focus throughout.